Nippon Hoso Podcast Station.
Okay, today's phrase, one of my favorite scenes ever. Here we go. ここで働かせてください。まだそれを言うのかい。ここで働きたいんです。黙れ。ゼッペットは日本語にもありますよね。お口チャックっていう、だから世界共通なんだと思います。お口チャック、ゼッペット。はい、変わらないですね。Anime English Club with Sally Amaki. Hello everyone and welcome to episode 21 of the Anime English Club. I'm your host, Sally Amaki. よろしくお願いします。21回目ですか Episode 21. So we've been doing this for basically half a year. Wow. You guys must be fluent by now. Don't even need this program anymore. Maybe. I don't know. It's been a while since I've been in the studio, actually. I know we have weekly episodes, but spoiler alert, we took several episodes all at once in one day. So I actually didn't really take an episode in August, but here we are. So what have I been up to? I have been deathly sick for like the past 2 weeks. What was it? I didn't have like any work off in like several months, but because I got sick, thank God, I had 3 days off of work. Best 3 days of this year, honestly. I just looked at the ceiling. I noticed that my ceiling, I thought it was like a white ceiling. Noticed there are like actually designs on it, like a little rock design. I've been living in my apartment for 6 years now, but this is the first time I found that out. So yes, new 発見ですね。あとは actually the 3 days off I got this week wasn't the first 3 days I got off from being sick. I got food poisoning back in February as well, and I got 2 days off as well. So yeah, if you guys want to get off of work, get sick like me, all right? But I'm back and healthy. I don't sound like it. I know I don't sound like it because my nose is still stuffy. And also, I took my last meds today. The doctor in Japan, they give you like 10 days worth of meds. Today was my last day. I forgot that the medicine I drink makes me sleepy. Yeah, so that's why I sound like this right now, and that's why I look like this right now. I took my meds like 30 minutes ago, and it's coming to me now. But we're gonna go through this if I don't sleep halfway through. Let's get into today's episode. Today, we're diving into 千と千尋の神隠し or Spirited Away, one of the most well-known Studio Ghibli works worldwide. So Spirited Away is a 2001 film directed by Hayao Miyazaki that won the Academy Award for Best Animated Feature, the first hand-drawn animated film to win this honor. The film broke box office records in Japan and became the highest-grossing film in Japanese history. If you guys have watched the film, you would know how crazy it is that like every single scene was hand drawn. Like there's so many intricate details everywhere. So yes, recommend it. Very 10/10. So the story follows a 10-year-old Chihiro who becomes trapped in a world of spirits after her parents are transformed into pigs for eating food that doesn't belong to them. To save her family and return to the human world, Chihiro must work at a bathhouse run by the powerful witch or sorcerer Yubaba, where spirits come to relax and cleanse themselves. Along the way, she meets mysterious characters like Haku, a dragon boy who helps her and learns important lessons about courage, identity, and growing up. Hi. So, Kamikakushi, so 千と千尋の神隠し. Kamikakushi is translated as Spirited Away, which I didn't know. I didn't know because I feel like Kamikakushi, the word Kamikakushi doesn't really exist in America or just like in English. Kamikakushi in Japan is when somebody like mysteriously disappears out of nowhere, like no trace at all. So it wouldn't even be like a kidnapper or anything, like, because if there was, you know, half your or one of your shoes left behind, or, you know, something was left behind, they'd be like, oh, she was probably kidnapped. But kamikakushi means like somebody disappeared without a trace. So I don't know, spirited away kind of doesn't really give the whole entire translation, but yeah, it's translated as spirited away. This. So let's dive into today's episode. Let's look at the phrase. Okay, today's phrase, one of my favorite scenes ever. Here we go. ここで働かせてください。まだそれを言うのかい。ここで働きたいんです。黙れ。So in English, please let me work here. Not that again. I want to work here. Shut up. So this scene takes place in Yubaba's large office at the top of the bathhouse, and Chihiro has climbed up to meet the powerful witch who runs the establishment. And Haku has warned Chihiro that people without jobs disappear in the spirit world, so she desperately needs employment to survive. Yubaba sits behind her imposing desk while Chihiro stands before her asking for work in their first meeting. Yeah, without a resume or anything. Like, honestly, yeah, no wonder Yubaba's like, not that again, shut up. Like, where's your resume? Honestly. But I'm very glad that this is not how the real world is run, you know? People without jobs do not disappear in this world, thank God. But this phrase, ここで働かせてください, please let me work here, is something that I would never say. I do not want to work another day in my single life. Like, yeah, I'm only working right now so that I don't have to work in the future, guys, yeah. But whenever I go to work and whenever I'm at rehearsals for my lives or during my idol work, I would kind of like use this phrase as like a parody. Me and my members would be like, please don't let me work here. I don't want to work here. And as in like I want to go home. Like the real phrase is please let me work here. I want to work here. But we change it as like please don't let me work here. I don't want to work here. Yeah. Meaning please let me go home. But my managers never let me go home. So it doesn't really work. But yes, this is why I chose that phrase. I love it. Like I love how courageous Chihiro is, first of all, because everybody around her is like, ooh, like I don't even want to go to Yubaba's place. Like I don't know what she's gonna do to me. Or like, ooh, Chihiro, like she's gonna wreck you, like she's gonna make you disappear. But she's like, no, I'm gonna go. And she goes and she asks for work. And she gets it, so good for her. But yeah. So this is the phrase I chose today. And now let's look at today's vocab. So today's phrase showing escalating determination and resistance, we're going to look at each phrase. So one of it being, please let me work here. So please let me so-and-so is like a polite way of asking for something, You can say like, let me work here. But let me work here, I guess by putting please in front of the sentence makes it into like you're asking for something, because like let me work here kind of sounds like you're demanding for something, but please let me work here is when you're asking somebody, like you want someone to allow you to work here. So yeah, please let me work here. Please let me so-and-so is a very polite way of saying something. So if you guys, go overseas and you want to do something, do not say, let me so-and-so. Or my mom, honestly, oh my gosh, she's been living in America for 30 or 40 plus years now. She still doesn't know how to say, please let me blah, 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 or please show me blah, blah, blah. Whenever she goes to one of the employees, she says, like, you better so-and-so, like, you better do this. Like, but she doesn't know that that's wrong. She thinks, like, it's a way of asking somebody to do something. So whenever she wants to be like, for instance, please show me where the cereal is, she'll be like, you better show me where the cereal is. And I'm like, Mom, no, like, you can't do that. But yeah. Because, なんだろう, better, the word itself has a very positive image to it, like you better yourself, like making something better. So I think that's why she's mistaking the word better as in something like positive. So she's like, you better show me where the cereal is. So yeah, please be careful, guys. Yes. 日本語だとなんか 見せなければ、さもなければどうなるか分かってるんだろうな、みたいな感じのニュアンスです。better って。you better so and so だから you better do your homework だから親御さんとかに you better do your homework とか言われたら宿題やらないとどうなるか分かってるでしょうねみたいな感じのニュアンスですね。だからあんま使わない方がいいと思います。はい、喧嘩になるのでね。はいです。で次そのnext after she says please let me work here Yubaba is like まだそれを言うのかい not that again. So not that again implies that this is a implies that Chihiro is here or somebody is here again saying the same thing. Like she's heard it before and she's like tired of it. So this is a common expression when someone repeats something annoying. Like it shows frustration and dismissal. Like, not that again. A same phrase we would use would probably be here we go again or like can we not? Or what else would there be? Like, here we go with the same old story. Like, or didn't we go through this already? Would also be a phrase, but yeah, not that again or here we go again is very dismissal, and you would use it when you're like, I don't want to hear it anymore. So yeah, when you're tired of something, just say, oh, not that again or here we go again. Hi. And then, even after Yubaba says not that again to Chihiro, she doesn't step back. She's like, I want to work here. はい、ここで働きたいんです。So this is a direct statement of desire. So the phrase before that, please let me work here, was Chihiro asking Yubaba for something. But her second statement is like more direct. It's like, I want to work here. It's not asking Yubaba to allow her to do something. It's like showing what she wants to do or telling Yubaba what she wants to do. So this is a phrase showing determination. はい。So, I want sounds more childlike and desperate. I want to work. I don't know if so on the script, it says I want sounds more childlike and desperate. I don't know if I want sounds more childlike and desperate. I want to work here. I want to work here. I guess, yeah, it feels childish because if you were an adult, one, you would have a resume. Two, you would have a reason as to why you want to work here. So whenever somebody says, no, you can't do that, a child would be like, no, like, why? Please, I want to do it. Like, they would just, keep telling them their emotions, whereas an adult would be like, no, please listen. I can do this. Like, I can speak English. I worked at a cafe before. Like, I can do this, so please let me work here, An adult would probably start talking about why somebody should hire them, but because she is a child, she's still 10, tiny child. So she's like, no, I want to work here, please. But yeah, very strong of her because she could have gotten killed any day. And then after Chihiro's like, I want to work here, Yubaba's like, shut up. Hi. This is 黙れですね. This is a very rude, commanding way to say be quiet. It shows frustration. It shows anger and loss of patience. Because in the movie, you can see Yubaba like standing up and literally like going straight to Chihiro's face, which honestly, very childlike of her as well. Like going up to a 10-year-old and be like, shut up. Be like, ooh, please calm down. But yeah. Other ways to say it in the same tone or like the same way would be like enough or like zip it or be quiet would work as well if you say it in a scary way. But shut up is a more demanding way. But I think zip it would have worked it as well, just because in the scene before that, Yubaba literally zips up Chihiro's mouth like a zipper. Zip it would have worked as well. ゼペットは日本語にもありますよね。お口チャックっていう。だから、世界共通なんだと思います。お口チャック。ゼペット。はい。変わらないですね。ぜひ使ってください。Alright, now let's look at today's pronunciation. はい。ここで働かせてください。 まだそれを言うのかい。ここで働きたいんです。黙れ。So in English, please let me work here. Not that again. I want to work here. Shut up. はい。One more time. Repeat after me. いきますよ。Please let me work here. Not that again. I want to work here. Shut up. はい。So, pronunciation tips. I don't know if, as a native speaker, none of these are hard for me. Like, they seem like pretty easy phrases one by one, but I guess if they're lined up next to each other, it becomes a bit hard. Please let me. Let me. You can make the T silent and make it like, please let me. Like, please let me. なんだろう、let me の間にちっちゃいつを入れる感じですね。T を落としてちっちゃいつを逆に入れる。Let me. Let me. Let me. Please let me. 肩ちょっと上げたら if you like move your shoulders up a little, it might be a little bit easier. Like, please let me. Let me. はい。This. And not that again. Not that again. I feel, the pronunciation isn't that hard. Not that again. It's pretty straightforward. It's the way you say it, though. You gotta roll your eyes. Not that again. Hi. Rolling your eyes. I don't know if rolling your eyes is a thing in Japan. Clicking your tongue is a thing in Japan, though. When you show frustration, people in Japan are like, it's called shitauchi, where they literally, it means clicking your tongue. Like, but yeah. But yeah, in America where I grew, if to show frustration, people roll their eyes. I barely hear anybody clicking their tongue. I'd be like, what are you doing? What was that? Did I ever tell you the story of when I first came to Japan? So the trains are really crowded, right? And whenever these salarymen bump into you, they would click their tongue out of frustration, being like, oh my God, this girl's like in my way, like, you know. But I didn't know that clicking your tongue meant frustration. So I literally thought whenever people bumped into me and they went like by my ears, I thought they were blowing me kisses. I was like, that is so weird and creepy. Because I heard there are creepy people on the train when it's crowded and like, you know, young girls get targeted. So I was like, oh my gosh, I'm being targeted by these men. Like they're literally blowing kisses into my ears. But no, apparently I was in their way and they were showing frustration. So yeah, the very cultural difference, guys. So whenever you're frustrated in Japan, I don't advise it, but people do click their tongues. But yeah, so なんだろう、反抗期の時も like whenever you're trying to go against what your parents are saying and stuff, and like you roll your eyes, they'd be like, did you roll your eyes at me again? Like that's a very popular phrase they use, like stop rolling your eyes at me. But in Japan it'll be like 今舌打ちしたでしょみたいな、なんか yeah, I've never heard 今目回したでしょって聞いたことないです。また目回してはい、アメリカでは目回すんですよ。イライラする時もみたいな感じですね。なので not that again っていう時は、to show frustration and to show that you're done with whoever's talking to you right now, you should roll your eyes and be like, not that again ですね。最後 shut up. Shut up. I know in the past episodes I said that if you speak in English as if you're super tired, you sound more fluent. Like, hey guys, what's up? Like, you know, you sound more fluent that way. That is not the case for shut up. Shut up, you gotta wake up. Like, cut it in like a knife. Like, shut up. I feel like the T could be silent here too. Shut. No, I don't know. Should it be silent? Shut up. It can be silent. Shut up. Shut. ほんとなんかもう、シュッって感じ。Shut up. You pretend you're throwing a blade at somebody. Like, shut up. Yeah. And then they will shut up. So thank you. Okay. Please don't use it that much though. Don't use it that much. There are times where you can use it though. But はい。
アニメイングリッシュクラブ with サリーアマキ。月替わりのパーソナリティが担当する土曜日のオールナイトニッポンポッドキャスト。
9月はキャンディーちゃんが担当。
9月27日配信の回は南夏と
小川菜々子がお届け。
私が人生初のヒッチハイクをした話をお届けしています。キャンディーチューンのオールナイトニッポンポッドキャスト。
最新回は9月27日土曜夕方6時頃配信です。
now let's look at the cultural context of this movie. So, as reflected in the original title, 千と千尋の神隠し, there's deep meaning in Chihiro's name being changed to Sen by Yubaba. So, if you watch this only in English without like the subtitles, Chihiro's name being changed to Sen would be very confusing because it's like two completely different names. But in Japanese, this is what's so frustrating about Japanese. So when a specific kanji or character is put with another certain kanji, the way you read that kanji changes. It's called onyomi kunyomi. So for instance, I'm gonna write my name. So for instance, my name Amaki, as a singular word, you read it as Amaki, but if you divide it into two, Ama, you read it as Ten, and then Ki, right here, means shiro or castle. So, very frustrating. So, Yubaba just took away one character from Chihiro's name, but that one character just changes the whole entire meaning and melody of her name. So, yeah, if you didn't watch it in Japanese, you wouldn't know it, but that's one of the cultural significances or cultural context of this movie. And also, the way the characters are treating the customers in the bathhouses, I feel like it's a very, Japanese way of doing like service business, like customer service. In Japanese, there's a word, there's a phrase that goes like お客様は神様, which directly translates to customers are God, so I feel like this mentality, お客様は神様, like the customers are God, this mentality is what makes like the Japanese service business so likable by people overseas. Like whenever people visit Japan and go to vacation, they're always like the employees were super nice, but as an ex-employee for like 4 companies, I used to work at like a cafe and like a bookstore and everywhere. Yes, we are very nice to you while we're working, but if you're rude to us, the things we say behind the doors, behind closed doors about the customers is brutal. So please be nice, okay? Yes, customers are very important, but also employees are humans too, so please treat them as humans. Yeah, I worked in like 4 different customer service jobs, part-time jobs when I was in college, but man, the people you meet there, some people don't even look at you when they're like trying to buy something. Or I used to work the cashier. They'd be like they literally throw things on the counter and expect me to like scan it. And I don't know if it's because I grew up in America or if it's just like me, but I wouldn't scan it if they just do things at me. Yeah, I know, very bad. I know. I should have scanned it. I should have. But like, I was like, I'm not going to scan it if you're just going to throw it at me. But yeah, my manager called me back to the backyard, and then she was like, what are you doing? Like, you can't work here if that's like how your attitude is going to be. And I'm like, my attitude? Let's talk about their attitude out there. Like, this is a zoo. But yeah. So please treat everybody as humans, is what I wanted to say. Anyway, that's it for this episode of the Anime English Club. Thank you so much for coming to visit again. We have a message, actually, from one of our listeners. Thank you so much. まず、radio name, かのくまさん、ありがとうございます。Hi, Sally. Hey. Even though I know English, I've been watching and enjoying every episode on YouTube since you're so charming. Thank you. I know. After your first episode on Oshinoko, I wanted to mention that Oshi is actually used a little in the English VTuber community. I've even learned some Japanese terms from watching VTubers, such as kusa 清楚 and 土曜日同じだけ. Another possible translation for oshi that I think could work is best girl. You can use it like Sayamaki is best girl. Yeah, I've heard best girl a lot actually, but the reason I didn't show it or say it in Oshinoko is because like best girl, you know, we were talking about like oshi in general, like boy and girl. So yeah, that's why I took it out. But yes, best girl is also a term used a lot. I hear it a lot. Yeah, because you guys use it on me. Thank you. はい。ですね。So, thank you so much for your message. Heart to you. はい。You can listen to Anime English Club as a podcast and on YouTube where you can follow along with transcripts and subtitles. You can adjust the speed however you want and listen as many times as you need to get comfortable with English. So listening over and over is really the key to mastering any language. For Japanese and English subtitles, go to youtube.com/anime. Nope. For Japanese and English subtitles, go to youtube.com/@anime-english-club or just search by the title. And the Anime English Club wants to hear from you. Please let us know any anime you'd like us to cover, and for specific lines, please tell us whose line it is and which episode it came from. Or any, general English grammar questions or anything, or if you just want to say hi, please email us at aec@1242.com. That is aec@1242.com. You can email me in either Japanese or English. メールは日本語でも英語でも大丈夫です。ということで、来週もまた千と千尋の神隠しカバーしたいと思いますので、何のフレーズが選ばれるのか楽しみにしててください。See you next week. Bye! From the Nippon Hoso Podcast Station, this is the Anime English Club, hosted by me, Sayamaki. This episode was directed by Kensuke Yoshida and produced by Shiori Tanaka of Nippon Broadcasting System, Japan.